The top stories tonight in Y News. A House lawmaker seeks probe into the alleged deal with China on a union shoal that has been made by former President Rodrigo Duterte during his term.
Passengers count at the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange or PITX reaches more than the expected today amid the holiday rush.
The Philippine Ports Authority, or PPA, reminds anew the public to be vigilant with their belongings or baggages this long holiday.
And we will discover why the global shipping firms are in a dilemma while finding ways to reduce their carbon footprints.
Evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Wednesday, March 27, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. I am Maven Carrizo.
We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Joselito Liquido.
First in the news. A Makabayan bloc lawmaker once again appealed to the House leadership to investigate the deal with China made by former President Rodrigo Duterte on a union shoal. This after former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque confirmed that the former chief executive made a gentleman's agreement with Beijing on the disputed territory. Rosa Licaz will tell us why.
The Congress should conduct hearing even while on break. This is the wish of House Deputy Minority Leader, ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro. The Makabayan bloc lawmaker once again appealed to the House leadership to conduct a hearing regarding on the House Resolution 1216 that she has filed. This is in relation with reported alleged promise of the Philippines to remove the grounded BRP Sierra Madre in Ayungin Shoal as claimed by China. According to Representative Castro, presidential spokesperson Harry Roque should be invited to a hearing to determine whether former President Rodrigo Duterte made a promise on the Ayungin Shoal and whether other deals with China were made. The Makabayan bloc lawmaker believes this is the reason why China is harassing the Philippine vessels in our exclusive economic zone, so this should be addressed. Representative Castro made a statement after a former palace official confirmed the gentleman's agreement between the former president and Beijing on the disputed territory. Despite the lack of a signed agreement, the two countries agreed to maintain the status quo in the Ayungin Shoal. This means no repair supplies would be brought to BRP Sierra Madre and China would not make further improvements in the structures they built in the disputed territory.
Nang kasunduan nila, status quo. Walang gagalaw, walang maggagawa ng kahit anong improvements at walang magiging problema. So pagdating ko sa Ayungin, ang usapan talaga dahil dito sa status quo agreement ng Pilipinas at ng China sa panahon ni dating Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte, tubig at pagkailangan dadalhin doon sa Sierra Madre. No? Pero ang reklamo ng mga China ngayon ay taliwas doon sa naging kasunduan nung nakaraan ay nagdadala sila ng mga repair equipment, no, para nga ayusin daw yung Sierra Madre. Kaya ganyan ang naging reaksyon ng China.
But according to Attorney Roque, this deal is not recognized by the current President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. And now, China is more aggressive with its actions in the West Philippine Sea.
Siguro nagkamali sila na hindi naman pumapayag na ganun ang maging pulisiya ng PBBM, no? Pero sa tingin ko, ang realidad, kung talagang patuloy na magpapadala tayo ng mga construction materials at repair materials dyan sa BRP Sierra Madre, ganyan ang maging reaksyon ng China. Baka lalo pang maging agresibo.
Meanwhile, Attorney Roque said that there was no promise to remove BRP Sierra Madre in Ayungin Shoal under the Duterte administration. Rosa Licaz, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Our fellow countrymen have their own ways of taking advantage of the long holiday break with no work or school. Many have the tradition of traveling far, but some prefer to stay at home or continue to sacrifice for their livelihood and family. Nel Maribuhok reports.
At Luneta Park, it can be observed that many are also strolling today and have chosen to relax here instead of traveling to far-flung provinces. Similarly, in Intramuros, Manila, the increase in tourists is noticeable. Esperanza Domingo is one who is content to go on a nearby outing rather than traveling far this long holiday break. According to her, aside from being able to be with her family at home, traveling to the province is more tiresome for her.
Kaya nanatili na lang kami dito sa bahay, hindi na kami nagpunta ng bakasyon, umuwi ng probinsya. Kasi nakakapagod magbiyahe. At saka ang ano natin ngayon, hindi natin ano yung klima natin o kung saan ka pumunta, hindi mo alam yung mga mangyayari o ano, kaya mas mabuti pang dito na lang sa bahay mag-stay, magpahinga kasamang pamilya.
Ricky and his family are also among those who choose not to join the holiday rush. According to him, one should be wise now, especially in saving money amid the rising prices of petroleum products and some goods.
Tama ka, mas makakatipid. Una, dahil medyo mahal ng gasolina. Pagkatapos, yun nga, pagka lumabas ka, kung lalayo, syempre, yung mga lahat naman, pagkain, lahat bibili mo. Unlike dito, so kung ano lang, pwede kang magdala-dala ng pagkain.
While some avoid expenses and fatigue, there are those who choose to continue their work. Like Lydia and Winnie, street sweepers in Manila who set aside their vacation.
Hindi po sir, obligasyon po natin dito sa Maynila magtrabaho kasi may mga pamilya po bawat isa't sa atin. Nagkakaroon po tayo ng hanap buhay ng ganito. Street sweeper po.
Okay lang po kahit na yung wala. Kasi nakakapag-bonding naman po kami kahit na ano, sa bahay, mga simple yung mga aral.
They are among the workers who continue to sacrifice not only for their families but also for those they serve, the citizens and the country. Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, we serve the people, we give glory to God.
Today marks the final operation of the PNR within the capital region. As starting tomorrow, March 28, operations will cease temporarily to pave the way for an ambitious 5-year construction project, the North-South Commuter Railway. This ambitious endeavor encompasses the construction of a commuter rail line stretching from the Clark-Freeport zone to Manila, along with a branch line extending to Calamba City in Laguna. While this project promises enhanced connectivity and improved transportation infrastructure, it comes at the cost of temporarily halting PNR operations in the National Capital Region. The announcement of the suspension has left many regular PNR passengers disheartened, grappling with the prospect of a prolonged hiatus before they can once again board the trains they've relied on.
Ito pong araw na ito ay umpisa ng tigil pasada ng PNR, no? At humihingi po kami ng paumanhin at humihingi kami ng konting pasensya sa ating riding public na bigyan kami ng pagkakataon na matapos namin itong flagship project ng ating mahal na Pangulo, yung NSCR project.
Approximately 25,000 to 30,000 daily passengers are directly affected by this suspension, underscoring the significance of the PNR in the daily lives of Metro Manila residents. Despite efforts by the Department of Transportation to provide bus augmentation services for affected passengers, many still express a preference for the affordability and speed of the PNR service.
Wala pa namang usapin na tataas ang pamasahe pag nagbalik. Ang maipapangako namin pag nagbalik, mas maganda ang mga tatakbong tren, mas maganda ang operation, mas maganda ang system. Ang buong PNR magbabago, bagong mukha, bagong pag-asa ang ibibigay ng PNR sa tao dito sa Metro Manila.
Meanwhile, as operations halt, the PNR management is navigating the challenges posed to its employees. Discussions are underway regarding the fate of those affected, with plans to transfer many to Bicol, along with considering opportunities within other attached agencies of the DOTR.
yan po ay isa sa mga challenges na currently dinidesisyon namin kung ilan ang lilipat, kung ilan ang hindi na makakasama, at kung ilan ang ma-retain namin in Metro Manila. Iba-iba ang status din nila, no? May mawawalay sa pamilya, may isasama yung pamilya. So that's why kinakausap namin din sila isa-isa. At ang sabi ko nga, pwede namin silang i-recommend. Kung ayaw nilang sumama, pwede i-recommend within the DOTR family sa mga iba-ibang ahensya.
And for the news abroad, a recent United Nations report unveils a harrowing reality. More than 63,000 individuals had tragically perished or disappeared while undertaking perilous journeys across global migration routes over the last 10 years. Report data shows drowning as a primary cause of death, notably in the Mediterranean. However, these reported figures likely represent only a fraction of the actual losses due to the challenges in data collection, particularly in regions like the Sahara Desert, where many deaths go unrecorded. The International Organization for Migration, or IOM, emphasizes the urgent need for improved search and rescue capabilities and the establishment of safe migration pathways to mitigate further loss of life. Despite these efforts, anti-immigration sentiments in Europe have influenced government policies, leading to increased funding to countries such as Tunisia and Egypt to discourage migration. Notably, the European Union recently pledged a substantial €7.4 billion or $8.8 billion funding package to Egypt, deemed crucial by Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni in addressing migratory flows. Tawhid Pasha of the IOM Libya underscores the necessity for a fundamental shift in the narrative surrounding immigration. He stresses the importance of recognizing its positive contributions to both the origin and destination countries, including mitigation of labor shortages and demographic deficits. Such acknowledgement, he argues, is essential for the fostering of more holistic and humane approach to migration management.
And for the news abroad, United States President Biden pledges that the federal government will fund the reconstruction of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore that had collapsed on Tuesday, March 26. The Francis Scott Key Bridge is one of the main crossings from the New York to Washington to avoid the downtown Baltimore. The 2.6-kilometer bridge collapsed after a massive cargo ship carrying containers struck on one of the bridge's support column. According to officials, the ship also suffered a power issue, causing power cuts before the crash. 8 workers were reported to be repairing potholes on the bridge at the time of the incident. 2 workers were rescued, with one of them taken to hospital for serious injuries. The remaining 6 are presumed dead, according to Rear Admiral Shannon Gilreath from the U.S. Coast Guard. This is due to the temperature of the Patapsco River under the bridge when the incident happened and the length of the time they have been under the water. Meanwhile, a team of transportation safety experts are turning their focus on the investigation and will hopefully recover the ship's data recorder. We'll share more global stories with you later.
For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Passengers count at the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, or PITX, already reached more than the expected this Wednesday. Some provincial trips are now fully booked. JP Nunez will tell us why.
Based on the food traffic monitoring of the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, or PITX, today, March 27, it already breached the expected 150,000 passengers. The exact figure reached 158,332 as of 7 p.m. The management of the terminal expects that it could still reach 180,000 up until later tonight.
Actually, mas mataas yung naging daily natin simula nung Friday dahil marami na pong bumabiyahe. Nag-start tayo ng Friday, marami bumabiyahe papuntang probinsya.
With high volume of passengers, some trips, particularly in Bicol and in Baguio, are now fully booked. Passengers need to wait for another extra bus trips or they may opt to choose another bus company which will still pass through their location.
Fully booked daw. Walang magagawa kasi fully booked na eh. Maghihintay na lang.
Sabi niya mga 5, sabi niya baka wala daw na space, kaya maghanap na daw po ako ng iba. Naghanap na po ako ng iba. Kaya doon sa Bicol, isarog na lang po. Kaso 8 pa daw po eh.
Pwede naman po sila magstay sa terminal, no? Pero inaabisuhan natin sila na if ever po kung gusto nila bumalik na lang tomorrow para lang hindi rin sila maipon dito.
Those passengers who have secured their tickets a month or weeks earlier has not encountered any trouble. They will just get their ticket at the ticket booth and they are already secured with their seat from the bus.
Nung last month pa, kasi para sure na merong mauupuan. Lalo na ngayon, last day ng office, talagang dagsaan yan. Kaya kailangan na 1 month or 2 months ago, kailangan magpa-reserve ng ticket.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Philippine National Police Aviation Security Group assured that the public that they are on full status alert, ensuring the safety and security of travelers amidst the influx of people in our airports. Police Captain Conrad Rimando emphasized that operations remain normal, with no incidents recorded since last Sunday.
Ang NAIA Terminal 3 po ay naka-full status alert po kami. Mag-extend pa rin po yan hanggat meron po kami hanggat marami pong mga pasahero dito sa ating terminal. Nandito rin lagi po ang inyong kapulisan. 24/7 po kami magbabantay sa ating po mga mamamayan sa kanila pong mga biyahe.
Law enforcement ensures that airports continue to function smoothly, providing peace of mind to passengers and staff alike.
As of now, ma'am, sa ating pong simula po nung linggo hanggang ngayon po ay normal status pa rin po yung naging sitwasyon po dito sa ating Terminal 3. Kung sa mga insidente, wala po tayo natatala ng mga insidente dito sa Terminal 3.
A series of power fluctuations transpired at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 2 earlier today, March 27, has caused a stir among travelers and airport personnel alike. For a span of 3 hours and 16 minutes, the terminal experienced limited power supply, particularly affecting the air handling units in the departure area. Despite this disruption, normal operations persevered at the airport with no reported flight delays or cancellations. However, the incident has not gone unnoticed. Manila International Airport Authority General Manager Eric Jose has swiftly issued instructions to investigate the root cause of these power fluctuations.
The Philippine Ports Authority, or PPA, reminds anew the public to be vigilant with their belongings or baggages this long holiday. Dante Amento tells us why.
A couple of passengers complained earlier that their double burner was lost at the Manila Northport Passenger Terminal. The baggage were allegedly handled by the porters.
Hindi pa namin na-check kung anong kulang sa mga bagahe sa pagbaba. Tatlo yung nagbaba nga kanang porter. Sabi ko sa porter, pag check ko na sa akong mga gamit, kulang og isa yung bagahe namin niya burner nga double.
The port management assured to investigate the incident. It was allegedly an isolated incident.
Ngayon po nakikipag-ugnayan kami, of course, number one with the passenger kasi sa kanya naman po primarily nanggaling yung complaint. And number two, ang kasunod naman po nito, iniimbestigahan na po ng PPA with cooperation ng Northport po being the terminal operator.
However, the Philippine Ports Authority or PPA reminds all passengers to be vigilant. Though the security in ports is tightened, everyone should be responsible with their belongings. The agency urged travelers not to bring bulk of things that would pass security inspection. Dante Amento, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The situation is still normal at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3, and some passengers arrive at the airport earlier than usual to avoid traffic amid the holiday rush. Let's get back to Dante Amento to tell us why.
Sherwin Lejarde arrived at the airport early, although it was still 9 o'clock for his scheduled flight back to Davao. He said he doesn't want to join the crowd of people, especially with the expected traffic to the airport.
So 9 PM pa actually ang flight ko, kaya lang inagahan ko na kasi Holy Week ngayon eh. So maraming magdadatingan na mag-uunahan sa pagsakay, ayoko masabay sa traffic. So hindi na bale maghintay ako na matagal dito, at least komportable ako at hindi nagmamadali.
Gia Peralta's group also arrived at the airport early, and according to her, it was the right decision that they arrived early because the traffic flow was still smooth.
Para iwas traffic, tsaka from Novaliches kasi sobrang traffic, mga 4 hours siguro yung inalat namin eh. Medyo maluwag pa sa ngayon. Oo, medyo maluwag pa kaya mas maganda talaga pag inagahan natin yung alis.
They were also able to enter the airport quickly because there were not that many passengers arriving earlier.
Sa ngayon medyo mabilis. I-present lang yung yung ID at saka yung booking namin.
Maganda po, nakapasok naman ako agad kasi una, PWD din kasi ako eh. So kung meron mang pila, madali ako makapasok, pero hindi ko na ginamit yung ID ko, nakapasok naman agad. Konti pa naman yung tao.
Passengers are still advised to go to the airport early, if possible 2 to 3 hours before the scheduled flight. This is to avoid unexpected disruptions that may happen before their trip. Dante Amento, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And in other global news, global shipping firms are in a dilemma while finding ways to reduce their carbon footprints. Mavian Dog will tell us why.
The International Maritime Organization, or IMO, is under increasing pressure to implement a charge on the global shipping industry's greenhouse gas emissions. But the lack of clear regulatory guidelines is slowing down the path to net zero for many shipping firms. The IMO last week had agreed on a draft outline of a net zero framework, which could potentially introduce a fuel standard and emissions price. However, the guidelines are still open to discussion and could be amended in the group's next meeting in September. Shipping firms voiced their reluctance on adjusting to new fuels, such as retrofitting engines or purchasing new vessels, given the lack of a long-term regulatory framework. It is also unclear which cleaner fuels can be used. Companies would be running a risk by committing to one fuel that is newer and less developed than the traditional fuels, as most vessels are designed to use one type of fuel and have an average lifespan of 25 years. Cleaner marine fuels such as methanol and ammonia are also in demand in other sectors like power plants seeking to decarbonize from coal, with CEO Christopher Wernicke of the American Bureau of Shipping expressing his concern on the availability of these fuels for the shipping industry going forward. Mavian Dog, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. The social security system, Kabalikat, marked a triumph as they clinched victory in Game 1 of the best-of-3 series in the UNTV Cup Season 10 finals against the Department of Agriculture Food Masters. Meanwhile, the Ombudsman Graft Busters seized the third spot in the league after a hard-fought battle that saw them outmatch the AFP Cavaliers. JP Nunez reports.
Sobrang init. At kinakain nila rito yung away. Escalona sprinting against Silva.
In a historic showdown, the UNTV Cup Season 10 finals have commenced, featuring two first-time finalists from the League of Public Servants, the Department of Agriculture Food Masters and the SSS Kabalikat. Yesterday at the Nova Desi Convention Center in Quezon City, the DA and SSS faced off in Game 1 of their best-of-3 series finals. In the first quarter, SSS surged ahead with a fiery offense led by Carlito Quiambao, who scored 10 points, and Maki Escalona, contributing 6 points from beyond the arc, establishing a 30-20 lead. The second frame witnessed the Kabalikat team maintaining their momentum, outscoring the Food Masters 22-14, extending their lead to 18 points with a score of 52-34. Entering second half, SSS continued their impressive performance, with Lischan Amparado contributing 8 points. Despite Elijan de Guzman's 10 points for DA, they trailed by double digits, ending the third quarter with a score of 72-59. In the final quarter, the Food Masters staged an 8-0 run in the first minute and a half, narrowing the gap to 5 points, 72-67. However, SSS quickly responded with a 6-0 run in the following 3 minutes, maintaining control with a score of 78-67. Despite Food Masters' efforts to rally, they couldn't overcome SSS' aggressive offense, with the final buzzer sounding at 90-81. Lischan Amparado with 24 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals, and Maki Escalona with 19 points, 4 boards, 8 assists, and 3 steals were hailed as the best players of the game. Contributing to SSS victory were Carlito Quiambao with 14 points, Daniel Martinez with 10 points, and Kervin McCoy and Glenn Bolocon each with 9 points. For the DA Food Masters, Elijan de Guzman led with 23 points, followed by Ian Garrido with 19 points, and Julius Kasaysayan, Marlon Calao, and Adrian Wong each with 10 points. Notably, the absence of big man Shanko was felt by the Food Masters, who did not play in Game 1.
Constant scorers. So, wala akong pinafocus sa team ko kung depensa. Sabi ko sa kanila, partners mo, walang iba mapanalo sa inyo kung depensa.
SSS employees showed full support for their team, led by Commissioner Jay Declaro, who watched the game live.
First of all, we'd like to thank UNTV for this wonderful tournament, and we're very fortunate that after 3 years we're in the finals and we won our first game thanks to the hardworking team of SSS. Thank you kay Mr. Razon for being very supportive, because we're very happy, and the management and the Commission of Social Security fully supports yung itong employee engagement, and we are very happy talaga.
The series will continue with Game 2, where SSS aims to clinch the championship, or DA Food Masters will push for a Game 3 showdown on March 31, Sunday. Meanwhile, the Ombudsman Graft Busters secured third place after defeating the AFP Cavaliers, Paul Ladia, with 14 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, and 3 steals. And Aldo Uspas with 23 points, including 4 from beyond the arc, 5 boards, 4 assists, and 2 steals, led the Graft Busters to victory.
With Jordan, very tough, ano? We go down, we go up, we go down, we go up, ano? Ang pinaka-mainam sa nangyari sa team is hindi nawala yung puso ng mga players, ano? Hindi nawala yung eagerness nila naman natin. And considering na galing kami sa dalawang talo, sabi ko nga sa kanila, bigyan natin ng magandang ending yung istorya ni Ombudsman na yung season na to. At ito yung sinasabi ko magandang ending. Well, good enough, nakuha namin. Talaga thankful kami, siyempre, for God above, at siyempre, sa suporta ng aming namumuno ng Ombudsman, si Ombudsman Martinez. 1 million is 1 million. Alam naman natin na napakalaking bagay. Lalo na sa charity na pinili namin. So, para sa kanila to para sa kanila to. Nilaban namin to, ginawa namin to, pinabawa namin to, para sa kanila. Thankful kami sa UNTV, lalo kay Kuya Daniel, ano, na meron ganitong klaseng liga ng mga public servant. Ano. Pangalawa, siyempre kay Lacom, atoy ko, kay Lacom Ed. At siyempre sa lahat ng staff ng UNTV. No? Siguro, most of all, siyempre, salamat kay Lord.
Yung naging factor namin dito sa Battle for Third, yung muscle recovery ng bawat isa, ang tagal na makarecover doon sa nangyari doon sa game namin last ano. Kasi yung DA mas kumatakbo kaysa sa kanila. Alam naman natin na depleted yung lineup. Yung recovery lang siguro ng bawat isa na kaya ang tagal nakapag-adjust.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Our kasangbahay. As the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with the word, giving glory to God. From the book of John, chapter 3, verse 16, it says, For God so loved the world, that he gave us his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And those are the reasons behind the news, March 27, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. I am Joselito Liquido, live from Malaysia.
Because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am Maven Carrizo, live from Perth, Australia. We serve the people, we give glory to God.